interested in growing your business and learning how to leverage technology in order to do so, yes? How many of you want more freedom in life? Yes. So I have to point out my PowerPoint presentation. If you notice, I have all the business stuff in the front, but in the background of the PowerPoint presentation, what do I have? Can anybody see? Kind of. In the very back, there's actually a beach and an ocean and a sailboat, and I can totally hear the waves crashing on the beach right now, because that's what I love. I love to travel. I love to be mobile. So having a mobile business is very, very important. The only way I can be mobile is to be more technologically sound, right? I've got to have more technology in place. You guys have a couple handouts in front of you. We'll go over those throughout the presentation. I just wanted to make sure that it was easy. You didn't have to take notes. I know you didn't bring a pen. All right, first, how to leverage technology. He has a pen in his pocket, and it's like $300. Sorry. So we're going to talk about how to leverage technology in order to convert time to cash. And really what I mean is bend time. How many of you feel like leveraging technology from a marketing standpoint, and some of you may play that role, some of you don't. Let's find out how many of you in your business or in your capacity within your business have to use technology from a marketing or customer service or interactivity with external prospects and consumers. Yes, raise your hand. Fantastic, we're in the right place. We've got to figure out how to do it better. A lot of times we're not doing the right things in the right order simply because we don't have enough time. So I'm going to cover 12 basic areas, and these are fundamentals. You guys actually have these. I'm going to pull this up so you know where everything's at. Right here at the very top on this little survey, and we're going to go through this, but we'll do it towards the end. Right here at the very top, there's a red section, and it has all 12 listed in order. These are just fundamentals when it comes to marketing. How many of you have kids? Yeah? 13 and under? Anybody? Kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews? Have you seen a toddler with an iPhone? Do they make you feel slow? Oh, they do. They absolutely, if you think about it, technology is advancing at such a rate that the way people communicate literally can change in a matter of 30 days. Anybody know any 15 to 18-year-olds? So 1 year ago, what piece of technology or social media site were they using the most? Facebook. Do they use it today? They think Facebook's for dead people. I'm telling you, it changes that quick. If you can literally take an entire society, imagine this whole room, and tomorrow you guys wake up and you say, I'm no longer going to use a telephone. I'm going to go use this Batmobile. And if you don't use a Batmobile too, you can't communicate with me. Strange? Is that our world today? Technically it is. See, we had to learn these things. This side, right here. By the way, you can keep your cell phones on, take pictures. I prefer this side. You post, tweet, whatever, I love it. I don't care if it rings, it doesn't bother me, okay? So we have to make sure that we're able to keep up quickly. So first and foremost, strategy. A lot of times we do things without having a plan. We just jump in. Anybody feel like in your company you kind of jump into technology and there's not a really clear, concise plan? If your boss is sitting next to you, you won't raise your hand. Oh, he's like... Oh, okay, so you're the culprit. You have no plan. All right, so next is content. Content is what? What am I doing right now? I am talking, which is communicating. Communicating is content. If I stop talking, does this program last? If you stop talking, what happens in this room? Absolutely nada. If you're in sales and you stop talking, do you stop selling? If you're in customer service and you stop talking, do you stop selling? All content is communication. All it is. However, it's the ability to digitize it. So we'll talk how to leverage content. Next, I can't even see that. Websites. How many of you have a website? How many of you have a newer website? Ancient website. Okay, we're gonna go there. Branding. How many of you had, by the way, I'm gonna use a term, I call it a triple F. Anybody wanna guess what it is? If you have somebody build your website or create your logo and they're a triple F, anyone want to guess what one of them is? How about friends? Family? Anyone want to guess the last one? Don't say it. I can hear you thinking. We'll just go with fools. Okay, friends, family, and fools. Next, video. How many of you would rather read an article versus watch a video? Article readers, raise your hands. and look around. Raise your hands high so people can see them. All right, how many of you would rather watch a video than read an article? Raise your hands high and look around. Whew. How many of you use video in your business to market or communicate with clients? So we had a lot of hands went up when it came to, I'd rather watch a video than read a page of text. However, if we're not using video in our business, then we're not meeting people's needs, yes? It's just another communication device. And I changed your slide. All right, next, mobile. How many of you have a cell phone? How many of you have your cell phone on you? Okay, typically there's going to be more people in the room without underwear than a cell phone. We're in a different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's always a laugher. 7, he's a late laugher, but it's all right, I won't tell. Okay, mobile, text, mobile websites. How many of you look up websites, you do your research, you communicate and so forth on a tablet or a phone, yes? So websites have to be mobile responsive and so forth. Next, social media. How many of you love social media? Actually, Heather, who are you? What's your name, Heather? Yes. She came up to me earlier and she was like, I love Twitter. When I get a new follower, I just want to high five everyone in the office. She loves social media. So it depends. However, if increasing your fan base means more increased customers, absolutely. You love it when your phone rings and it's a new prospect, yes? Well, if you have a new follower or a new prospect that follows you on a social media account, that's going to increase your audience, potential leads, and potential business. Next, SEO. Anybody know what that is? Okay, search engine optimization, fantastic. Who said that over here? All right, nerd. Okay, so, sorry. Search engine optimization, absolutely. It's basically how to get your page ranked. We'll talk about that. Next, CRM. Anybody know what that is? Nerd. Customer relationship management system. God, I gotta take them back. All right, and local marketing. How many of you have local businesses? You only want to do business in a particular area? Global businesses. You'll take money from anybody? Gotta love that, all right? And PPC, which is paid for marketing, pay-per-click marketing. All right, first and foremost, show up, suit up, and participate in love, life, and business. Show up. You gotta participate, you have to be there, right? Suit up means you have to have the right tools and technologies, you have to be properly prepared, you have to have all the right systems in place. And participate means you have to engage, you can't outsource everything. Sometimes we have people that are like, I want to outsource everything, I don't even want to be involved. Unfortunately, consumers want to fall in love with you and your business, not a marketing agency. So there has to be some participation from all ends. Next, strategy. All right, first, how many of you are going through or attending, or your company attends some type of ongoing training when it comes to digital marketing? Handful? Do you think it's changing quickly? If you're like him, the nerd over here, he knows, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have to buy him dinner or something. Okay, so if you'll know that SEO changes constantly. Google changes its requirements on a regular basis. Every major change actually changes what you have to do, how you have to market your business, and your website has to have modifications to meet Google's requirements. How many of you have a coach or a strategic advisor when it comes to digital marketing? You meet with them on a quarterly basis, monthly basis? Raise your hands. Okay, let me pause for a minute. How many of you in the last 12 months, I want this to be interactive because I can help you if I know about where you're at and what you're doing. So in the last 12 months, how many of you have made a purchase from a business that you were not previously a client of? So if you shop at Nordstrom, you get a Nordstrom catalog, that doesn't count. Okay, someone knew that you had either cold call, brochure, flyer, mailer, television, radio, or billboard. You made a purchase in 12 months from seeing one of those types of mediums. What did you buy? A dress. All right, fantastic. Have you what did you get? Where did you see it?
I saw it on 35, it's 10 rows, in rows.
So you drove by? That doesn't count, that wasn't on the list. Okay, yes, what'd you buy?
I bought some uniforms for our business that I found online.
I didn't say the internet. No internet yet. Anyone buy something. So if I go to school and I try to get a degree in marketing, they're going to teach me how to create a brochure, how to create a dumb flyer, how to create a banner, how to create a billboard, how to do a radio show, how to do a TV show, correct? So I'm asking you as consumers, how many of you in the last 12 months have made a purchase because of one of those types of advertising mediums? Anyone? Yes? Yarn. And where did you find that yarn? On a billboard. The only billboard I actually remember seeing is there's one that has like beer on the way into Dallas to the stadium, but that's because we're going to a game and I'm craving it already. Okay, so, can't lie. All right, anyone else? How many of, yes, what did you buy?
My husband's wedding ring. I went to the commercial off of Case.
Okay, fantastic. Very good. All right, we'll take that. How many of you use any of these types of mediums in your business to market your business? Doesn't that suck seeing how many people buy that way? I don't mean to be mean, but I can go to any audience anywhere around the country with any sized amount of people and ask them, how do you buy? Do you buy using any of these types? And guess what the answer is? Less than 1% in an entire room have purchased one item. From any of the marketing activities that we as business owners invest in and day out. You want better results? Do you want better results than that? Do you want to stop spending that money and spend it somewhere else? It would be a good, smart decision, yes, based on everybody's responses? Yes? Okay, how many of you in the last 12 months have made a purchase because you went to the internet, did some research, found a store, shop, service, whatever, and you made a purchase? Raise your hands. Look around. Keep your hands up and look around. All right, how many of you have made a purchase because somebody referred you to a business, product, or service, and you Googled them first, and once you found them, then you purchased? Go. Raise your hands and look around. Listen to this. I just want to do things that are smart and easy, right? Actually, my background is operations and logistics, not marketing and advertising, which is great because I don't have to be retrained. I want to get from point A to point Z the simplest path. So if every one of you raise your hand because you do business via referral and you validate the referral on the internet, is this important? Yes? And if you do research, is this important online? All right, easy enough. Marketing boils down to that. That's what your coach should be telling you if you had one. All right, content is currency. Very simply put, I'm going to give you just a basic outline of what content should look like on a site. Everybody's sites are a little bit different depending on your products or services. So we have service pages, one page per service. Anybody have a website where you have a service page and all it is a list of bullet points of everything you do? Okay, good. I love honest people. Think about this way. Anybody seen Bruce Almighty? You remember that movie? So basically, if you haven't seen it, he walks in to this room and God's standing in this room and he has a file cabinet and he says, everything you've ever thought, everything you've ever said, everything you've ever done is inside that file cabinet. Grabs the drawer, flies across this entire warehouse. That's Google. When you want to get found for a particular phrase, you have a piece of paper that fits in a filing system, and when someone types in that phrase like you have, this drawer goes and opens up, right? In the top left corner, it's going to tell you 10 out of, have you seen that? 3 million, 6 million, 200 million, 140,000, 69,000, whatever that is, okay? In order for you to get found for that phrase, you have to have one page that is only about that phrase. If you're a real nerd and you want to make major progress, write this down. The page needs to be between 1,000 and 1,500 words. You need to use that phrase once every 100 words. This is money, honey. This is, I am telling you, if your business was on page 1 of Google for the primary thing that your consumers are looking for, is that beneficial? Now I'm like dirty about it. I don't want the first page. I want the first 10 slots on the first page. So I'm all about getting myself up there and then bumping everybody out. Is that beneficial? So you can get real aggressive with this. All right. Okay. This is for you and you, my writers. All right. One page, 1,000 to 1,500 words. You want to use that phrase once every 100 words. So how many times? 10 to 15 times. All right. One page per service. Let me back up. This thing is really, okay, one page per service. If you're a product environment, one page per product. Brand, if you sell other people, if you're a distributor and you sell other people's brands, and people do look for brands. If you're an HVAC company and you want to look for Amana or Daikin or Goodman, you're going to go look for those brands even though it's a dealer. Right here, blog posts. Buyers come in two different modes, really, okay? They're in the research mode. Think about when you're trying to make a decision on anything, a financial planner, a bank, a car lot. I want that truck, by the way. What do I need to do to get that truck? Where's the truck guy? He wants that truck. Bad. He's taking pictures of the truck and not me. Okay, so I was going to do the presentation from the truck, actually. Okay, now, what was I saying? Right, blog posts. You have people that are in the research. Think about this. The top 10 questions that people have, do you find yourself repeating those answers over and over and over again to people when you're on sales calls, presentations, and so forth? Right, so a lot of times, and we're going to get to a slide that says I don't have enough time. If in your head you're thinking, I don't have enough time to write one page per service with 1,500 words on it, are you crazy? But you're more than cool waking up and answering the same 10 questions every single day for the rest of your life. That's called Groundhog's Day. That's not good, okay? So we're going to digitize. Next, so blog posts are really about catching people in the research mode, not the buyer's mode, okay? Blogs, I'm not talking about mommy blogs and all those things. I'm talking about a blog that answers people's question. What are the top things to be concerned about when blank? What are the top 5 things to look for? What do you need to avoid? What is the best part about blank? Comparisons and so forth. All right, next, press releases, another great way. Testimonials, authorship. There's too much to go over on that. You have the basics though. Website and blog. How many of you have a website built in WordPress? How many of you don't know? All right, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so websites have a life cycle. They die over time. So if this is my website and this is the world and the world is changing around it, then the website's eventually not going to work. So on here, let me go through. Go ahead and do this. Number 4 on the back says, last time my website was redesigned. Go ahead and pick which one, check it off. Website's life cycle is about 24 months, 18 to 24 months. So about every 18 to 24 months, you need to be thinking about, we got to get into something new. Also, you should have enough data if, we'll get into reporting, you've been tracking information. Okay? So most important things about websites, don't use a triple F. What was a triple F? That's your, I like that, all right. Don't go home calling your family a triple F, honey. All right, they might be all 3. All right. Okay, so design. You've got to make sure this thing is professional. If you look at your website and you know it's ugly, I like that. So if you look at it and you know, even if you built it yourself or your spouse built it, I hate getting on the phone and I just rip a website to shreds and he's like, my wife built it. I'm like, so, insert foot into mouth. Okay, so it's design, it's got to be professional. Professional designer is going to make something totally different, and you know the difference. If you take your website and you line it up to 3 competitors that have professional sites, yours look like you made it over the weekend with your nephew. These look like they hired an agency. There's a big difference. Yes? All right, next, conversions. Conversions on a website. We've got to know, what are we trying to convert? So it may be contact us for a free consultation, contact us to schedule an appointment, download this top 10 ways to avoid blank, whatever it is. We've got to align or outline what are the top things we want to convert into, okay? How many of you know you have, and I call them CTAs, which is a call to action on your website, more than 2 on the front page? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna give you a training course afterwards, totally free, and everybody can attend. Okay, so next, got to know your website's purpose. What do you want it to do? And so there's a big deal. It's not all websites. So for example, I have a speaker website. If I want to get hired for a speaking event, what I'm not going to do is send them my web marketing or my digital marketing agency website, because they're going to put me in the vendor bucket. I'm going to wind up with a table, a fishbowl, and some pins I'm throwing at people, right? I want to be a speaker. So that's the purpose of that website. So you've got to know what's what. All right, next. Am I talking too fast? There's a lot of slides in a few minutes. All right, next, video. So samples of basic video. A welcome video. Everyone in the room, I would say about 70% of people said they'd rather watch a welcome video. For example, wave to the camera. I will not go do a speaking event without these 2 people, because I have to digitize every moment. If I come and I speak here for an hour or 30 minutes or 45 minutes and I don't digitize it, what do I have? I have spent an hour, right? If I record it and I have that video camera back there, what did I gain? 1 hour that works for me in perpetuity forever. Think about that. 1 hour that works for me, so I can go where? Look at the back of the slide. To the beach. Yes, okay, because I want life's all right. Next, training videos, how-tos, viral videos, and so forth. Basically, anything that you have to do over and over and over again that makes you feel like Groundhog's Day, get it digitized so that it works for you, so you can go to the beach. Next, social media. Simple, simple, simple. 2 ways you have to participate in social media. Just because you're not on there doesn't mean you're not participating. What you don't want to do is let somebody else build your brand for you, right? You want to build it yourself. So you have the protector and the aggressor. Either one are cool. Protector, making sure that if I go to your website, glance at your website, and I want to know, do other people like you? Best thing I can do is click on your Facebook account, take a glance at your Twitter account, maybe go to a YouTube channel, and see if you have friends, fans, followers, or likes. If I go there and you have 12 likes, and you haven't posted content since December of last year, what is my initial perception? You might be out of business, right? It's that serious. So the protector at least needs to do the basics, and the basics are simple. Make sure that people have the ability to follow you on the website. Make sure if they go to your website, they have the ability to share each individual page with their social media accounts. That's a referral today. Next, make sure they have the ability to comment, and if they comment on a blog post, it goes to their social sites. Next, auto posting. If you're real lazy and don't have a social media agency, set it up to auto post. You can make it so every time you add a blog post, it automatically goes to your social media accounts. Cool? Simple and easy. Effective? In the protector world, not in the aggressor world. It's not going to make you money, but it'll protect at least referrals and possible prospects that are already checking you out. Next, branding. Make sure it's professionally branded. Don't put a big picture of your dog up there and your cat as the admin picture. Okay, totally different than the aggressor. How many of you feel like you should be or would be more in the protector arena? How many of you are aggressively using social media, have editorial calendars, campaigns, and so forth, and are dragging a lot of business off social? We'll stick to the first one. I'll skip it. All right, SEO, on page, off page. Google basically wants to know, are you relevant? Are you current? And are you trusted? Are you relevant? Has to do with the labeling of each page. That's what I was talking about with content. Okay, 1 page. So I'm going to use HVAC. Instead of just HVAC company, I might say heating installation, heating repair, heating service, heating maintenance. 1 page for each, right? If I'm looking for somebody to fix something versus service it versus maintenance it, I'm going to have a different search. So you want 1 page per primary key phrase and variation. Something somebody would be looking for. Next, are you current? If you're over here and your website's got dated content and it's not publishing new content, and someone's over here and they're publishing new content, who does Google think is more relevant and current? The one publishing new content. Who do clients think so? The one publishing new content. Great part is clients never stop asking questions. So every time they ask a question, you have something to digitize. Next, are you trusted? That's third-party endorsements. That comes through social media sites, also third-party websites. It's called backlinking. Anybody heard of that? A little bit? So it's another website pointing to yours saying, thumbs up, good information. All right, email marketing. Essentially, how many of you love getting email newsletters? Right, so I can skip that. I can actually, no, I totally, I hate them. However, there is a time and a place for your existing clients, and if you do it right, you possibly can grow your list. You can use email marketing to increase repeat business from existing customers. That will work because they're familiar with you. Increase referrals from existing customers, and increase retention. So a lot of times I hear people will say, oh, I want to do an email marketing camp to get new business or grow new prospects. You only send into the list of people you already have, so you have to be really careful with doing that. Is it on your top 5 list? No. This presentation is in order as far as what you should do first. The problem with most marketing agencies, or even coming to a speaking event is listening to a speaker talk about something and being like, yeah, I want to do that. It may not be the right time. It might be the right activity, but not the right time. So we have to make sure we're in the right order. Next, operational, simple, CRM integration, e-commerce, live chats, help desk, accounting, making sure these things are functional online. So last thing you want to do, have a contact form or a lead form on a website that sends you an email. Then you have to get that email, make sure you don't lose it, take that email, hopefully go put it into a database. The simple way to do that is to make sure all of your pages, blog posts, have a CTA. What's a CTA? Call to action. The call to action takes them to a lead form. The lead form automatically publishes that content into a CRM. Then you can track what works, what doesn't. Which pieces of content, which pieces of blog, or which pieces, pages, which pieces of social media content, which videos generate more leads and opportunities than anything else. Helpful? Overwhelming? I hear you. I hear you, I hear you. All right, we're gonna skip local. I'm also gonna skip, if you are investing in technically local advertising or pay-per-click marketing, and all of this stuff I just covered first is not in position, that's a no-go. What I'm not going to have anybody do is trade time for a hope of money, or trade money for a hope of a prospect. So if I spend money with you consistently, and I'm preying on a pay-per-click campaign or an advertisement or a print media campaign, we already learned what how everybody shops, right? If I keep spending, even if I get a little bit of business, eventually if I stop spending, what happens? I have what? Nothing. Okay, traditional media, traditional marketing, if I stop doling out cash, at the end, even if I got a couple clients, I have nothing. However, if you spend your time growing a network on social media, getting your website ranked on page 1 of Google for your primary phrases, what happens if you stop spending money and you own a page 1 position? You still are generating leads. So, for my financial planner, right? Yes. Simple interest versus compound interest. Okay, simple interest, I create an advertisement, throw it in a paper, send it out, pray to the advertising gods that it's going to work, right? All right, compound interest. I come here and speak at Cleburne Chamber of Commerce. You should check out their website. Okay, so I come here and I speak, and I have a video recorded, and this video goes up on YouTube. And when I put it on YouTube, tomorrow, it's only going to have my team's views, right? What's going to happen 6 months from now? What will it have? More what? I'm going to go to my nerd. What is it going to have?
More views.
More views. A year from now?
More views.
More views. A year from then? More views. Simple interest or compound interest? 1 hour of my time right here, right now, will produce results for my business forever in a compound interest environment. Is that making money the right way? Yes? Is that making money the right way? I don't really like to work that much. We travel probably, we just got back from a 7-day cruise, we're headed to Hawaii, we're going to Seattle next week, and so forth. I don't have a sales team, and I don't have to have those things in place simply because, well let me ask you this. Then, this is my ADD coming back, so I'll come back. However, in your business, who is the top, technically, salesperson, especially for entrepreneurs? Themselves. So do you want to go hire a bunch of salespeople and keep having that conversation with yourself that says, if they could just mimic me, if they could just be like me, if they could just do what I do, if they just had the knowledge and the background and everything else. To me, again, oxymoron. Versus, if I can take, I'm going to stop calling you nerd. What's your name? Brandon. Brandon the nerd. So if I can You are? Okay, good. I just want credit in the corner. Okay, so if Brandon takes time to digitize his knowledge, his information, his presentation, and so forth for his business, is he duplicating himself? Is he replicating himself? All right, this is marketing in a nutshell. The biggest excuse, survey says, I don't do the right things in digital marketing because I don't have enough time. Fantastic. However, we spend our times doing manual processes, we spend our times being inefficient, and we spend our times constantly being repetitive. constantly, especially sales and marketing and customer service folks, versus going into your business and thinking about, my business, I am going to focus on duplication, replication, and automation. Will that give you more time to focus on high leverage activities that create more cash? Absolutely. Thinking, biggest thing is, we come into a presentation like this with a set mindset, right? A set list of experiences. Okay, we're pre-programmed from lots of different people and things and media and everything we've been through in our own experiences. However, we have to change our thinking to change our results. Because, A, we want to be on a, where do we want to be? The beach, love her. Okay, A, we want to be on the beach. B, we are 1,000 days away from competing with, hiring, employing, or working for the 16-year-olds. I need, like, this is a big coming to Jesus meeting, right? Okay? 1,000 days away. We have a 6 and a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old had to learn technology. The 6-year-old knew it coming out of the gate. In 1,000 days, imagine a 16, 17, 18-year-old that comes out and the first business they launch, they have more people in their database and more influence than we have had for 10 years in business. They communicate totally differently. There are ways to persuade and influence. We learn a lot from our kids because we watch them every year. For example, when they submit a Christmas list, I like knowing what the list is going to be. Got a text message with pictures one year of cutouts on magazines, right? That was like 4 years ago. Then all of a sudden I got links to web pages with the actual toy or the game or whatever it is. Now, the only thing I get is what? Videos. The only thing I get for the Christmas list, here's a video of this one, here's a video of this one, here's a video of this one, and so forth. This is changing, and the only thing that is changing is the way, the medium in which we communicate. But I don't know about you, 1,000 days from now, I'm a little nervous to be competing with my son. That makes me nervous. So, next, high leverage activities. I call these HLAs. In our business, we have to figure out what are the high leverage activities. So creating a list, you can do MOLO, more of, less of. You can make a list. We'll just start with that. Okay? What are the activities that are high leverage activities in your business and what are not? What are the things you need to start doing? So you could write down, if you're taking notes, keep doing, start doing, stop doing. In our business and in our lives, because they're somewhat combined, yes? And our families, making a list of what do we keep doing, what do we start doing, and what do we stop doing. One of the hardest decisions in business and in life is the ability to say, was that the nerd that whispered it? Jeez, just gonna sit down. Say no. Say no. I get asked tons of different things. Partnerships, and you want to partner on a project, I want to work with you on this, I want to work with you on that. I have to have complete clarity in knowing what I want in order to be able to handpick what's a yes and what's a no. Everyone does. How we spend every minute. Okay, set life goals. Somebody asked me, why do I do what I do? And what's my ultimate goal? If you don't have a plan, you're not living life with intention, right? If you don't have a plan, you can't create vision, therefore you can't live with intention. If you live without intention, you are circumstance to coincidence. I don't want to live that way. Do you want to live that way? That's not a good day. That can be a bad day. However, so for me, I set mine. My goal has always been, I want to have the ability to choose without restriction. I want the ability to choose without restriction. It means I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, essentially. No, I want to go to the beach, okay, without restriction. All right, so we have HLAs, highly important in business. We have 2 ways to go through life. Meet my dad and my son. We were in Vegas. This is Michael. He's head of operations and our fiance. My fiance, head of operations. You're not everybody's fiance. Oh, that's a big day, bad day. Okay. So we're in Vegas. My dad and our son gets on a roller coaster. Both on the exact same roller coaster. Their faces look a little different. Yes? They both felt the exact same way. Scared, right? Okay? Scared. However, my dad chose to smile for the camera. My son looks like he's fearing for his life, right? Every day we have the ability to choose. Sometimes we just don't, but we must know that we consciously have the ability to choose how we're going to think, how we're going to feel, our mood, and how we're going to react to certain circumstances. You and I go through the exact same bad day. To me, it's not a bad day, it's a lesson. To you, you're kicking the tire when you get home, I don't know, okay? Or vice versa. Both was what? We both had a choice. We both had a choice. So all this technology stuff, it can be overwhelming, or it can be exciting. It can be exhausting, or it can be fun and invigorating, right? We have a choice. I'm addressing this portion because it's easy to get caught up in all this stuff. Quite frankly, getting the right website in place, getting a social media thing in place, connecting everything, making sure you're optimized, getting the right content. I can do this with my eyes closed. For me, it's like, what do you need? Got it. Up. For you, it's the same difference. In your business, if you told me how to rattle off 18 model, I don't even know what that is. I just know it's pretty, okay? That's pretty too. I don't know what it is either, right? Okay, so to you, that's easy. So when you're going through the process of creating a plan, who needs a plan? Mr. Sunglasses. Yep, that's you. You better be tweeting about me, I'm telling you. Okay, thank you. So if you need a plan, going through the process is actually not that different. All you need is to go to step 1 on this, which was what? Strategy. You need a coach. Okay, someone to guide you through that process. All right, so a few things. How many minutes do we have? 7 minutes. We are going to quickly go through this, and we are going to, if you have a pen, great, participate. If you don't have a pen, when you come to an event with a speaker that talks as fast as me, you should bring a pen. All right, if you have a pen, we're going to start at the top one, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to check what you do have, leave blank what you don't. So first, strategy. Are you attending, or is someone in your business attending marketing or digital marketing training somewhat regularly, at least once a quarter? Check if you have it. Coaching. Do you have a coach? Are you meeting with them at least quarterly? A strategic advisor. Strategy. And they need to be a technical expert in this industry, in the digital marketing space. It's hard enough. I'm somewhat of an expert, but if you get me on the phone with our SEO engineers or our developers, I feel like a elementary child, okay? Reporting. Do you have reporting? Are you reviewing it regularly? Next, under the reporting section, do you have Google Webmaster set up, and are you reading those? Or do you have someone that's analyzing those? Brandon, the nerd, probably knows how to. All right, next, analytics. Google Analytics. In the web world, Google is God. Focus on everything Google first. The others will follow. PageRank. That is, where does your page, your web page, each individual page rank on Google for its intended key phrase? Next, site errors. As this is your website, this is the world. The world is changing. That creates errors on your site even if you do nothing. You have to be looking at errors, removing the errors, and making those fixes. Next, social signals or insights. How big is your network growing? Who's engaging? Who's talking? Who's not? Are people talking about you and you don't know it? Next, content. Do you have 1 page per service? Do you have 1 page per frequently? This is your top 10 Groundhog's Day moment. 1 page per FAQ, or your top 10 frequently asked questions. Next, press releases, testimonials. If I go to your website, can I find out what other people think about you? All right? Brands. Next, last time you redesigned your website, you should already have that filled out. If you're over 2 years, probably time to take a look at it. Some people built it last month, but they hired full, right? Okay? So they need to replace it anyway, all right? Sometimes saving a buck costs you tons. Think about it this way. When you're investing in a website going cheap to save money, quote unquote, it's probably not real smart if the cost of lost opportunities from not being found online, right? So if you have the right kind of system in place, the right kind of website in place, and you're showing up on Google and your phone is ringing and you're bringing in new business, that's money in the door, right? So the difference, what you're looking for, is you want to make more than you spend. But if you only spend a little bit and you make nothing, because your website can't be found by Google or can't be crawled and so forth, is that a good spend? No, that's burning cash from my beach fire. Okay, next, website built in, WordPress, do it yourself, template. This would be like Dreamweaver, GoDaddy, website, tonight, Intuit website builder, Wix, so forth. Don't know. Next, conversions. Is your phone number in the top right-hand corner of your website? Is it big? Isn't it clickable? It's not an image. It's got to be text so that it can be clickable from a phone. A lead form. Do you have a lead form in the footer where you can capture people's information with some type of CTA, which means call to action? Great. Newsletter. Can somebody sign up for the email newsletter? You're not going to send them. This is a smart table. Okay. Functionality includes, if you have WordPress, you have pages, you have a page manager. You should be able to add blog posts. You should be able to schedule them. So while I'm at the beach, I can write 10 blog posts, schedule them, go about my day, jump on some jet skis, and I'm done. And all my blog posts go out on their own. So I don't have to worry about it, right? Remember the time management. Automate, replicate, duplicate. Next. Branding. Professional logo, professional social media branding, professional website branding, professional print branding, and is there consistency across the board? Our branding is on here. You can see our CI Web Group logo, Jennifer Bagley logo, 12-step roadmap logo. All right, video, welcome video, testimonial video, training videos. There's lots more, obviously. The paper's not that big. Mobile, do you have a mobile app? Is your website responsive? Meaning, if I go to your website on my mobile phone, is it going to shrink your website down so it maintains aspect ratio? Everything gets bigger. It doesn't just shrink. All right, next. Facebook. Is it professionally designed? Are you posting content regularly? Do you, or does your advisor know what EdgeRank is? Do you have over 1,500 fans so somebody doesn't think you're new? All right. On-page SEO. Unique URLs, descriptions. I'm probably only going to have 2 or 3 people filling these out. All right, you know the drill, okay? Go ahead and go through the rest of them. I'm leaving these because if you had minimal checks in the top 12, 15 boxes, don't worry about the bottom. It doesn't matter. So the more check boxes, the better. The fewer check boxes is a pretty decent plan of what do you need to put in place in order to improve your performance digitally. Cool? Fantastic. So last thing. I know we covered a lot of information. I can feel your overwhelmedness. So go home, have wine, shots with your nice pen. Just kidding. So don't miss out. You guys have 2 pieces of paper. One of them I want back. Can I borrow this? Good job. We have checks. Is it this one? If it's the one you took notes on, you're going to lose your notes or get a new piece of paper. Okay. So this one, you guys, if you're interested, we are offering everyone a 1-hour strategy session. Not a sales pitch, a strategy session. We'll do a full overhaul on your website, take a look at your social media presence, take a look at some of your competitors, get an idea how you rank, and at least you will leave with a plan of what are the fundamental things you need to put in place. Cool? So just fill these out, and you can give these to Michael back here, Kathy Marshall back here, Scott, my video man, right here. Finally, I'll leave with this. On here, you have a list of kind of my creeds that I use all the time. First one is 4 areas. Do you have the right technology? Do you have the right strategy? Are you surrounded by the right network? And do you have the right mindset? How's your thinking helping you or holding you back? Next, commitment. I promise to protect and leverage my time, money, resources, relationships, and technology. If you underline or highlight protect and leverage, those are 2 big words. The more powerful those become to you, the better your decisions will be. Finally, clarity, focus, and execution. Think about it this way. Without clarity, you cannot focus. Without focus, you cannot execute. Without execution, you cannot win. So when we go into things without complete clarity, we have minimal results. When we have complete clarity and we focus on only those tasks that are going to take us closer to our vision, can we win? Cool? Helpful? Hurtful? All right, you guys, I'm not talking about your headache. All right, you guys, thank you so much for having me. Cleburne Chamber of Commerce, I really appreciate you guys having me out. This is a long drive, but I absolutely love it.